Alright, so right now what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be smoothing this out. Alright, right now all we're doing is we are, let's see if I can find a better spot for this camera to catch up. There's a bunch of like the interface right here where the support and the print were is kind of bad. Sorry, my fingernails look dirty. I was outside digging around in the dirt. I apologize. I'm just smoothing those out because when I printed it like this. The reason I printed it like this is because if I were to print it upright, then all of this brow ridge would need supports, and that would take more time. So I printed it upside down. I also didn't print it like this because then that would make the ringing the whole thing, and this would look bad. That would look bad. So the only thing that looks bad is this, and that's what I'm fixing right now. Hey guys, how's it going? How is it going, everybody, on this wonderful Wednesday afternoon? So I'm just taking this soldering iron right now. I have it to 365 degrees. Obviously, I don't want to go too hot, so it punches through, but I just want to smooth it out. I am using kind of a smaller tip or a flat tip to smooth it out. My Wednesday's going great. Can't complain. So yeah, I'm just smoothing out all the steps. Like this one's really bad. See if you can get that. I don't know if you can. Yeah, that like right here, there's a lot of stringiness. So we're gonna get rid of that. Where did it go? Right there. So all I do is don't press down too hard, just lightly go over it. And then it will fuse all those kind of like string lines together. It's also a good way to get rid of steps. I am going to go over it with sandpaper after this because the thing is a rock, right? So I've actually burned some of my fingertips off before from the inside. Nice. Haven't really burnt myself using this, but stuff happens. All right, next one, just right here. And I'm kind of going with the lines. So these all go left to right. So I'm going left to right or right to left. I'm not going to go up or down right now because that would go into the print instead of smoothing it down. You don't want to go over one spot too many times too because the plastic gets really, really soft. And you can go through the whole wall if you're not careful. So just make sure you're changing it up, or you can get a fan, kind of like just a box fan or something, have it blow on you or something like that. Once I get this done, I'm just touching up the top really. Once I get this done, I'll probably move on to a Helldiver helmet. Yeah, see, I'm not too concerned about the black part. We're gonna paint this up anyways, so that's no big deal. But this is already looking better than it was for sure. Yeah, no, it is a pretty funny helmet build. Fellow 3D printing person? Indeed, sir. All right, I think that's good enough for the top. Mostly these edges flat. What printer did I use? I used two X1Cs. I have two X1Cs, two A1s, and one A1 Mini. But you could use really any printer you want. I printed it on 0.16 layer height. If you want, after I'm done with this live, I do have my support settings on a video. So go check that out after you're done here. And that will help you out with some ideas. I have a Bamboo A1 Mini. I got one too. It's great. I do my little prints on that. But this was made on an X1C. I'm not seeing too much here in way of like glaring problems. There's definitely steps, but I'm not worried about steps so much. I am worried about this, so I'm gonna kind of smooth that out a little bit. And we're just gonna, I guess I could do the bottom of this. So this printed this way, and so the worst layers are right here, so I'll touch those up. Yeah, no, the A1 Minis are great. I would say the A1 is an amazing starter 3D printer, even if not a starter 3D printer, like just it's an amazing printer. I got my A1 Mini for like $180, and that's as much as an Ender 3, and the Ender 3 cannot even compete with the A1 Mini. Ender 3 was my first 3D printer though. If you guys have a 3D printer, let me know down in the chat what you got. What do you have? And if you don't have a 3D printer, are you interested in getting one? Also, when you heat up the plastic too, you're not like turning it boiling hot or anything like that. So you can kind of smooth that with your thumb a little bit here and there. Just be careful. Yeah, the AMS does cost a little bit more. I just got a regular A1 Mini, and it was only 180. It was on like their birthday. Had a coupon with it too. I think I got it like last year or something. I'll send that out. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. 2 seconds. Yeah, it's off. Always make sure you turn off your soldering iron before you leave. Alrighty, I'm back. My kids are taking a nap right now, and one woke up and was yelling something, so I had to go make sure she was okay. Now we're back to it. Just for future reference, I usually am live around this time. If you guys want to jump in, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Give my stream some likes, maybe. But I will try to be streaming around this time, and then I'll be streaming around 7:30 Mountain Time, typically. Printing stuff for it, yeah. I did an upgrade video a little while back about stuff I've done to mine. Yeah, the steps are kind of looking bad right here, so we're just gonna touch them up and move on. So I went a little bit too heavy right there. I didn't punch all the way through, but I got very, very close. Just remember, if you're using a soldering iron to do this, don't put so much pressure on that you go through the walls. All I'm doing is I'm just gently melting the top layer. If you guys have been here for a minute, go ahead and give my stream a like. That'll let more people see what I do. Not just my streams, but my videos. I am planning on uploading more videos. I need to get back into doing that. Got kind of busy here for a little bit. But I plan to make more videos. The thing is going to be its own video. I got a Helldiver helmet I'm making. What else do I got right now? Helldivers thing. Oh, I'm making an Iron Patriot and a War Machine helmet with glowing eyes. So that's going to look cool. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you subscribe and like. the steps right there. It doesn't really show up too good on camera, but just trust me, there are steps there. We're just melting that back over to it. After putting more machines, faceplate. Oh, nice. Nothing like a 3D printer for Christmas. If you guys are interested in 3D printers right now, Bambu Labs does have a sale going on their site. They're still expensive, but you can save like $250 on a couple of them. So if you're looking to get a 3D printer, I cannot recommend Bambu Labs enough. They really are a great printer. Creality, they do make bigger printers, like the K2 Plus and stuff like that. I can't go back to Creality after having a Bambu. The only other thing I probably somewhat maybe go back to would be like Prusa. Don't get me wrong, Crealities are good when they work, but the amount of maintenance and tinkering I would have to do before I would make something, I did not like. And that's why I got into 3D printing, really to do is make stuff, not so much to mess with 3D printers. So, you know, if you like to tinker, then Creality is great. They're open source, you can get to them. I've learned how to tinker because of Creality. And so, you know, if my machines now have an issue, I can fix them. But the point of the matter is they don't have problems all too often. I can print back to back to back to back and get pretty consistent results. Alrighty. I think tonight I'm going to paint this. So if you guys want to see how I paint it up, then make sure you subscribe so you know when I'm live, because I'm just going to paint it live. We'll see how it goes. My plans for it, I'm going to get a darker orange, I think, something to kind of contrast with this. Do a wide spray, because I have an airbrush, so it's going to be a wide spray. And then after the wide spray, I'm going to get a black paint and do a fine line in there to make it look like individual rocks. I think that'll look good. We're just smoothing stuff out right here. Alright, what else right there? Got some bad edges and steps right here. Alright, I think that's good enough for those edges. That's what it looks like. I'll show you what the eyes look like. The eyes are just these little mesh pieces. And which way they go. You can see out of it when the eyes are in place. With these mesh ones, I think that's upside down. But what I'm planning on doing with them, I don't know if I want to do it or not. Let me get this in and I'll show you. So the eyes look like 2 seconds. The eyes are just white, right? They look like that. So what I'm planning on doing with them is his eyes are blue. His eyes are blue, and what I was thinking about doing is getting in my airbrush and just spraying a blue dot and then a black dot, blue dot and a black dot, just to make it look like those are eyes instead of just mesh white lenses, you know? Something. So that is that. I'll move on to my next one. See if you guys know what this is. Next up is this. This is a Helldiver's helmet that I'm working on. It's kind of hard to fit together because of the edges, so that's what I'm just going to be touching up is the edges. So that's kind of what I'm doing next. It'll probably show up on this a little bit better since it's a more contrasting color. Let's let the camera catch up real quick and then I'll show you. Alright, so these edges are kind of hard to put together and fit and all that good stuff. So I'm going to just take my soldering iron and clean those up a little bit. Got a couple bits of support material here that just come off super easy. You just gotta basically just touch the soldering iron to it and it melts right off. Alright, so that cleaned it up pretty good. Probably need to get the nose. Yeah, the nose from the front looks awful. Don't want to do it too much. This is ugly. There you go. What are you using to hold your prints together? A combination of stuff, however I'm feeling. So with magnets, like right here, I'm going to just put those in with super glue and those hold pretty good. But for the print itself, like this isn't going to be held together. This is going to be magnets and they're labeled 8x2 magnets I just get off Amazon. If I were to glue something together, you guys, since we got 30 people watching right now, give me 2 seconds. Let me grab something and I'll show you what I've a big print that I've made, and then I'll show you what I hold together with. So if you guys got a second, let me go grab it. All right, this is kind of a big print. Okay, this, here, let me get these out of the way. This is a Monster Hunter blade. You guys can't really, let's see. So this is a Jawbone blade, and it's pretty big. These are all separate pieces, but what I did, bring it in closer now. Also, if you like the Jawbone blade, give me a couple likes on the stream. What you do, you can kind of see right here because I haven't painted it yet, but once this is painted, you're not going to know. I believe this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different parts. And what I did was I used this stuff called 3D printing gloop, and you can go to their website, just type in gloop, 3D printing gloop on Google, just GLOOP. And what it does is it melts the top layers together, or melts the top layers, and then when you push stuff together, it hardens, bonding it. And then after I bond the inside, to get rid of these seams, I go with my soldering iron and melt them together. So that's how I hold my big prints together. If you're not doing something that's too taxing or non-functional, then super glue's fine. But if you're doing a big item like this, then you're going to want to use gloop or something strong like that. Let's put this right there. And I need to paint that up too. But it's a pretty big 3D print. I heard PETG and PLA don't stick together. They do not stick together. You can actually use PETG for supports for PLA and vice versa. It'll just take time going back and forth for those, if that makes sense. So what do you guys think about the jaw blade? I do need to paint it up. Let's do a poll real quick. Don't know how to do that, but let's try it. What color I paint the handle? We go silver. Or black. All right, what color should I paint the jawbone handle? Should it be black or should it be silver? All right, it's looking like black is winning. All right, I can paint it black. Um, on the handle itself, there are some blue parts, so I'll paint those blue, and then the wrap on it, I'm gonna paint brown. So I'll do black, blue and black, and then brown for like the leathery look. But I think that'll look really good. Do you guys want to see me paint this on stream? If you do want to see me paint this on stream, make sure you give this live stream a like. And I'll be back on tonight. I'm not getting off yet, but just know at the drop of a hat, I'm gonna have to because I can only do this when my kids are napping. When they're awake, I gotta go be a dad. So if you want to watch me stream, or if you want to watch me paint stuff tonight, give me some hearts in the chat, like the stream, subscribe to my channel, and I'll be painting tonight. Now we're just back to soldering again. Or not soldering, melting in the plastic and smoothing it out. If you guys have any questions about 3D printing, feel free to ask away, and if I know the answer, I'll be glad to fill you in. And if I don't know the answer, I'll try to point you in the right direction to someone who does. Here's a question for you. Any of you guys know what One Piece is? Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna print next. Got any ideas? So for One Piece, I was kind of thinking about making a devil fruit tree with a bunch of different devil fruits on it. I think that'd look really cool. If you're just tuning in, I'm just smoothing stuff out with my soldering iron right now, answering questions. Thing helmet we got done. Not done, but for what I'm going to do right now, it's done. And then I was showing off my monster blade back there. I will say I like streaming on YouTube better than on TikTok, but I do like how TikTok lets music be played in the background. All right, I think that's good enough for right now. It does fit together a little bit better. I'll have to play around with it some more. Maybe I'll glue this together. I don't know if I'll be able to put this on. If I put that on, I won't be able to put it on. But I'm gonna start slicing some stuff. I'm gonna start slicing some stuff on my computer right now so I can start printing some more. Probably gonna start printing a devil fruit tree. And then tonight at 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, I will be painting the Thing helmet, or the Thing mask, whatever you want to call it. So make sure you guys tune into that, and I will catch you then. If you have any questions between now and then, remember them, and then hop in the chat at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, around 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. I'll be streaming again, and I'll get my airbrush and I'll start painting the Thing. So thanks for jumping in. I appreciate you guys watching the stream and asking questions. It makes stuff go by a lot faster. If you're new here, subscribe. If you're not new here, thanks for jumping in. I'll catch you guys later.